Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV, and welcome to the inaugural rounds of the BSTV UK Clio Cup, brought to you from the Costa del Norfolk, Snetterton, the 200 layout. I'm Clyde Whiting. I will be doing your cameras and also joining in with the commentary with Wobbles. Good evening, Wobbles. Yeah, I can't. I can't disagree with you. It's my home track. I live about 45 minutes away, I suppose. And I remember Snetterton when the biggest layout was the 200. Before they put all the boring bit in the middle and made it the 300. But fans of the 300, we will be racing there later on in the season, as this is the UK Clio Cup. Eight of our meetings take place at UK tracks, and then we've got two flyaway races. We're coming to the end of the practice session, and myself and Wobbles have come on air just to answer any questions and things like that from the viewers, and also to try and work out what we think we're going to see, because we had the media day, didn't we, last week? Bit of a test for me on the cameras, and a test for the guys to see what what this was all going to be about. But now it's real, and the championship starts tonight, and we've had more sign-ups, and we've got quick drivers, and I have no idea what's going to go on. What about you, Wobbly? Yeah, I was going to say, we saw in the media day, didn't we, that Johnny, Adam, and I think was it Jamie? I think it was. I think one of them had an accident, and they were taking it in turns to wait for each other and things like that. But there was no points on the table. But now there's points on the table. So this is really where things can change. We have got a Princess Pete. Nice to see Pete out on the track. I said in the media day, me and Pete had some of the best racing we'd ever had in Clios on our Factor 2. And I think the car, and hopefully the series, he has no idea where he's going, is going to live up to my expectations anyway. But yeah, we've got, I think, 11 drivers at the moment. We've got about 15 or 16 signed up. So we're going to have some half decent grids, Wobbly, once everybody is ready to race, and we get some fuller grids. We see last week, didn't we? Even with 8 cars, I think I pointed out at one point we had one in the pits, one quit, and the other 6 had paired off. So It bodes well, doesn't it? It's definitely a draft car. It's definitely a momentum car, and it's not going to be one of those that somebody gets pole position, and I very much doubt, unless something happens behind them, that there will be a lights to flag victory. They're practicing the draft. That's what they're doing. That literally was a question that I've got written down to ask you. We've sort of billed this as an arrive and drive series, and we don't expect people to take it too seriously, although I think if the series goes well and we get bigger grids, then people will take it a bit more serious. But that was going to be my question. Do you think people are going to take this serious enough to do practice during the week before the Friday night race? Okay, well, believe it or not, we are having issues already because people are saying that they can't hear you. I am just, yeah, I'm just going to let people watch this qualifying session whilst I busily click things and see if I can get anything working. I'm just trying to work out how to do that. Okay, try that one, Wobbly. Give us a test. Okay, let me try another one. I've got lots of options. Let's try... Oh, can't remember which one I tried last time now. Let's try that one. Give us a test.
Okay, test 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Yes, that works.
Okay. Now, isn't that weird? Because that was all working last week, and I haven't touched anything. So apologies for that. But for those of you that know Wobbly, you'll know he's just been talking a load of rubbish anyway.
I wasn't saying anything important besides from the fact, the small summary, the things I said was, we're gonna see people taking the league serious. We're gonna see that happen after a couple of races, when people think, when they notice there's a championship on the line. For the likes of Adam, who needs a couple of minutes in the car to get adjusted to it, he starts to get annoyed because he's slower, then puts in the practice, and you see him turn up at front. Basically, the summary of what I said.
Yeah, although last time it took you 20 minutes to say that, and you got it overdone in 20 seconds.
Oh man, I'm so quick.
So, for those of you watching, if you didn't listen to us last week, there's two 20-minute races. Top 12 are reversed, so it's going to be a full reverse again tonight. There's a 10-minute break in between the races, and I've got a couple of videos to play you during the break. Gives myself Wobbly a chance to visit the little boys' room and get more liquid refreshments. So I must admit I am really looking forward to this. I've had a rotten week at work. We've been horrendously busy, and I've been looking forward to this all week, just based on the racing from last week. And now with a few more cars on the grid, and some of the names that we're used to, some that we're not. I think there's a few unknowns in this one, shall we say, Wobbly?
Yes, so I went through the grid. We have 11 cars on the grid. We do have a couple of guys who said they couldn't make it today, so I expect the grid to grow next week to like 15 cars, and we want more obviously, but 15, 11 cars, it's a good sign up. So people I can't really judge. For example, I don't know Darren Rayfield. I've been looking at a couple of his laps, and it looks quite tidy. It looks quite good. It seems to be good on the braking. A little bit sketchy on going on the throttle, but it seems to be on the pace right next to Stefan Gobel. And we all know Stefan from other leagues, which is a pain to get by. Sometimes he's a little bit rough on the edges, but once he gets a car, once he learns a car, he's really quick in them. And for guys we already know, like Johnny, Simon, Jamie, Peter, we all know that Princess Pete is gonna be running at the back, but he's gonna give us a show. But he's gonna go off on the grass, which is gonna be hilarious.
I think the exact opposite. I expect Pete to qualify on pole and then win both races, and I think, anything less is a disappointment.
That would be it, yeah, because he's used to winning.
You know, let's. Is he on track? I don't think he's on track at the moment. That's a shame. Who's this?
Well,
no, there
I mean, he's on track, but you could just pick him out of the channel. He doesn't have any attention span whatsoever anyway.
Yeah, we're 9 minutes into the 15-minute qualifying session. I suspect he's going to pretend that he's slow until the last final moment. And then we'll probably see him on pole position by about 2 seconds.
And that general comment though, at the moment Johnny Brandon has the pole position for the professional pole position for 1 minute 20 and 0.5, and behind that is Simon Trendo, which is a whopping 0.4 of a second behind him, which is quite a gap, Clyde.
It's more than that. It's nearly a second.
No, it's 1:20.90.
Oh, is he just?
It's the time Johnny did was a 1:25.22. And the time Simon did is a 1:29.19.
Apologies, I had the wrong button pressed.
I figured. And then Jamie is right behind his teammate with 0.2 in the gap between that. So the gap between Johnny and Simon is quite severe at the moment. I expect Simon is the kind of racer who gets quicker during the races. So I expect him to be on it when the race starts. But for now...
Yeah, I would suspect Simon has had zero practice.
Yes, that's what I would expect as well. Oh, and that goes speed into the wall. Can we get the replay? Oh, you have it on.
Let's just watch Pete pretending that he's rubbish.
Yeah, this is the first corner is quite sketchy. You want to take as much speed as you possibly can.
Yeah, to be honest, he did that on purpose.
Yes, yeah, definitely. But the first corner is quite sketchy, so you want to get as far left on the entry, and then you want to clip that curb a little bit. And once you clip that curb, you get actually a little bit of turn in. When you get a little bit of turn in, then you can basically go too fast for the corner, while you take all the speed from that little straight after that. If you miss that steering point, if you miss the way your marker on when you want to steer in, then you're gonna mess up the corner and your whole lap is instantly ruined because you're gonna lose like 3 or 4 tenths just in the first corner and the second corner.
Yeah, you know, we saw, didn't we, last week that, and I said it a little bit earlier, it's a momentum car, which you always find with the cars with 0 horsepower, and people go, oh, they're slow, I'm not driving them. But sometimes that's the best racing you can get. There's very little you can change in the setup. So, you know, it gets down to a large chunk of skill and a smaller chunk of luck as to how well you're going to do.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Clyde. On driving slower cars gives you better racing. We used to do with friends way back when I was like 16 years old. We used to play Cars, like the first game Cars on the I think it was PlayStation or whatever it was. Doesn't really matter. So we did one track which had 4 corners, just 90-degree corners, and every time we picked faster cars, it would have been in a mess. And then we started picking the slower cars. And I remember using an MX-5 actually, with 6 cars on track. We had the best fun ever because the racing was so close. It was only 4 corners.
Yeah.
Nobody could crash, but it was great. And this is a similar kind of car.
Yeah, definitely. But the downside of that is if you get spat out the back of the pack, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, there's no coming back, is there? You're gone for that race.
Yes. Yeah, then it's gonna be the end for you, unless you have. Well, let's preemptively think that Johnny, for example, misses the first corner. I already took a look at his lap times. He's gonna be able to get back to the back of the pack. What if you're Pete Bingham? Then you're gonna be blasting past everyone. But if you're like a Sam, and I don't want to say Wayne, but looking at his lap times, I'm just gonna give him an example. Then it would be hard to get back at the end of the pack, at the rear of the pack.
Yeah, it's I say I don't know what experience these guys have got in this car, but
Yes.
Wayne's current 8th position, let's get him on track, doesn't show his ability.
Yes.
Wayne has done a number of seasons with us in V8s, and I personally watched him go from somebody that I could beat to somebody I would compete with to disappearing off in the distance. You know, getting wins and podiums and top 5s in an extremely difficult car in an extremely difficult league. So, you know, again, I would suspect that Mr. Brandon has been telling other XVR members you need to sign up for this, yes, and Wayne's jumped on board and maybe even bought the car today. But we'll find that out when we get to the interviews at the end. I think we'll be surprised in the drivers. I think we was last week, wasn't we? The amount of drivers have said, yeah, I only bought the car today.
Yeah, it was great. There was I think like half the field, maybe 3/4 of the field said, "Oh, I bought it today, just turned up, and now I'm in love with the car."
Yes. We did have a lot of good, a good few comments, didn't we, after that about how good the racing was. But we are at the end of the qualifying session. Wobbly is going to extend the grid for us.
Yes.
And we're going to get the grid up. And for some reason that hasn't worked again, so I'll work on that. Johnny Brandon takes the inaugural pole position for XVR. Simon Trendle second, Team Chimera. Jamie Wilson, teammate to Simon, up there in third. Adam Wright, BSTV, in fourth. Stefan Goebel, VTS Esports, in fifth. Darren Rayfield, XVR, in sixth. Seventh is Sam Boozin, BSTV Esports. Eighth is Rob Venn, BSTV Esports. Ninth is Wayne Sanderson for XVR. 10th is Pete Bingham. We have no idea who he's representing because nobody wants to claim him. And 11th is JB Dejoux for BSTV Esports. So let's get rid of that. Let's wait for the cars to get gridded up.
And I'm already looking forward to the reverse grid as well, because as you mentioned, we were talking about Wayne. I think that he's gonna be the surprise in the second race. The first race he's gonna hang on. Second race he's gonna be further up ahead in the field. My preemptive again expectations, and he's gonna blow us away, and he's gonna win that race. That's my thought of it.
Yeah, let's. I'm trying to find. I think we might watch it from here.
I'm gonna look forward to the start, because last week we saw a weird start where definitely Johnny and who was second? I forgot. Was it Adam? It wasn't Adam. Was it Jamie? Anyway, Johnny and the guy on second position had a really good start, and the rest of the field was like, "Oh, the lights are green. Oh, we should press the right throttle."
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. Couple of cars just shot away, didn't they?
Yeah, like the front two runners, they shot away, and this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun to look at heading into towards the first two corners.
Yeah,
and they're already pumping their throttles.
Here we go.
A really good start and a bad start from Jamie as usual. And we got Adam on the left of Jamie.
Yeah, first turn, not too bad. Into the hairpin, that's where it can all stack up. Let's have a little look. Oh, they're going at it already. It's Darren Rayfield and Stefan Goebel.
That's what we expected, right? That's what we mentioned. It's going to be elbows out in the beginning. Yeah, and they're going to be side by side. Sam and Darren Rayfield, and right behind them is Rob Venn. And they were trying to make it free wide, and oh, they almost touched while doing so. Rob is going to be the smarter guy, but Sam is closing the door in. It's going to be a right-hander for this one. So Sam has the better line, and Rob is going to cut back. Is he going to make it through the next bum hole? Ah, I know that corner because it says bum hole.
It is bum hole. Yeah, Coram is this long sweeping right-hander, and it's an absolute nightmare.
There's no end to this corner. You want to get on the throttle, but you can't.
It goes on and on and on.
And it looks like they all got away quite cleanly.
Yeah, they're sorting themselves out at the moment. Look at that angry pack, look.
And we're already seeing that Jamie, Simon, and Johnny are moving away from Adam.
Yeah, a bit of movement up the front there. I think Darren Rayfield on Stefan Goebel. That was Sam.
Was that Pete?
I think that was Sam.
Oh,
let's just watch this battle, and we'll see what happened to Sam.
Oh, side by side. The next corner is going to be a left-hander, and then we're going to go straight right with a 90-degree corner, which is really hard to hit, because if you hit that curb, we saw that, and we posted this in the Discord. We saw Wayne taking, pairing up, and I think that Wayne was the smarter guy and let off.
Yeah, it's still going on behind, look. There's four of them in this little battle.
So apologies, that was Darren who led off and not Wayne. Wayne was fighting Adam in the rear.
Yeah, it's the timing screen is just everything is red because everybody's battling everybody. JB's going the long way round. No, I can't even get away from this because Pete is now about to show his class.
Is he gonna be able to overtake Adam? That is a big question we have. We have like 1,000 euros on that. Well, pounds for you. Oh, they gotta be. Is it gonna be touchy blue on blue? Is it gonna be clean? Is it gonna be good?
Yeah, this is Rob Venn and Princess Pete. Somebody locked the tyres up there.
Yeah, that was Adam or Jamie. And this is a real Pete move, just pretending to be slow. JB has a good run on him. Is he gonna defend this though? Oh, JB, come on, mate, just get by.
Oh, he had a look.
This and we spoke about this last week, like last Wednesday. I always tell JB, get your elbows out, just get past him. You know.
Yeah, he's too nice, isn't he? Let's just have a quick look at what happened to Sam. I think he just locked up.
Yeah, the car has no ABS, so it's gonna. If you're gonna hit, yeah, just a small. It's to the minus of lockups, which causes him to have the overspeed and miss the corner. So the guys in front, Clyde, it seems that Simon found this space and is really haunting Johnny at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And Jamie and Adam are not that far behind as well. Ooh,
oh, big lockup from Jamie in the rear.
Yeah, we saw that last week, didn't we? A lot of drivers locking their wheels, tyres.
Yeah, it's easy to lock the fronts. Again, I just mentioned the car has no ABS, so it's gonna be the line between how hard you can brake and how you want to brake as late as possible, as hard as possible, but you can't because of the lack of ABS. But then again, you can get away with a little. But if you keep on doing that, you're gonna overheat the tires, and it's gonna cost you even in a sprint race for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you see a lot, don't you, with these little hot hatches? They're set up so stiff that they're forever cocking a back wheel.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at this, because this is now. Ooh.
Oh, and that's
Wayne.
That is a little bit wide.
Yeah, Wayne's going agricultural. Rob's got him. And
we did this.
Stefan.
Do you remember? Yeah, sorry.
Stefan is. We saw Stefan and Darren fighting. He's now going to try and get away from Darren and chase Adam right down, but that's not going to be easy.
And you need a special kind of skill to drive close to another race driver as well. You see Stefan locking up a little bit, and then right behind him you see Darren trying to haunt him. But trying to be close to another car and get your brake markers at the correct spot and get your angle for the corner correctly, it's so hard to do. And it's a skill you only can master by racing other cars. And you can see that Simon and well, even Johnny, well, he's out at front, but they mastered those skills, and that's why they're in front as well.
Yeah, we have got some breaking news. I do apologise. It could be rubbish. Let's have a look.
It's this. Oh, this can't be Pete because he's my favorite racer.
Where's he going?
He's
told you it'd be rubbish, but.
He's trying to find the Snetterton 300.
Yeah, he's on the wrong circuit. I think he's actually at Alton Park.
Still looking for the corners. You see Johnny locking up as well. We've been following this battle, and the funny thing is that you see Simon is better through that hairpin, while Johnny is better through Corum and Murray's.
Yeah, I think two different driving styles, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Again, from experience, I'm telling you, Simon is a great driver, hard to race against, but a really fair driver. We had a couple of incidents, but it's never been. It's only been racing incidents. You can drive the car really hard, and you can get your elbows out. He does the same. He turns the favor, but it's always clean and respectful.
Yes, yeah, I do agree.
This fight between Stefan and Darren looks great.
Yeah, well, it was a good move by Darren to get past Stefan again. They're still going.
Little look.
Still going at it up the front. I'm just going to have to switch to this for a second, just because I believe Jamie Wilson and Adam Wright are slowly inching towards them.
It could be, Clyde, that the two at the front are they have a quicker pace, but it could be that they're pushing the tires.
It could be. Yeah, could be.
Well, Jamie is pushing it. Whoa.
We're not quite halfway through this race yet.
We started last week, Clyde, where you have different battles all over the track.
Yeah, I'm looking at the timing screen, and it's a nightmare to try and keep up with it. Rob Venn and Wayne Sanderson look like they're about to do battle. The front two are doing battle. Stefan is going to try and get back to Adam. Oh,
that's a little bit wide, and
a little bit.
Oh, it's a little bit wide. Let's call it a little bit.
He's going to have to pay to get back in.
And Johnny Brandon still holds the fastest lap with a 26, which is only a 10th off his quickest time in qualifying. But Simon Trendo has the second fastest time with a 7.75, which is 2/10 quicker than his qualifying time was.
Yeah, and
that gives you the draft.
Jamie Wilson just put his best time in there with a 7.80.
Yes, and now they seem to be dropping Adam.
Yeah.
Just by the tiniest of margins.
Yeah, I think possibly Jamie's getting a half decent draft now, isn't he, from the two in front, which Adam isn't getting.
Now the gap between Adam and Jamie is about 2 seconds, 2.5, where Jamie is still within a second from Simon.
And I'm wondering now whether Simon is cooking up a feast for later on in the race, because he's not doing any of them little dives or anything like that. He's just sticking in Johnny's wheel tracks.
And I think that Johnny is a hard guy to pass, because he seems like a real relaxed, chill dude. Even on the racing track, where you're trying to haunt him, trying to push him, and trying to force him into an error, which is Simon definitely is trying to force the issue right at the moment. Look at how close he is. But it almost looks like Johnny is like, I don't care, you just do your thing. I'm just gonna drive my lines, just gonna ignore you and keep up the pace as quickly as I possibly can, so you can't do a deep dive.
Yeah, let's just stay on board for a lap with Simon.
He is forcing Johnny into a defensive line there, though.
See a hell of a lot of right-hand lock there, trying to drag that Clio round the corner using the front wheels.
And by basically halfway through the straight, you see the draft kicking in.
Yeah.
Now he's moving towards him. But you have to be really close to apparently get the overspeed here. Ooh.
Yeah, they're staying off that sausage curb. We've seen a few people airborne there, haven't we?
Yes, that was great.
This is the long right-hander of Coram into Murray's.
Simon, I feel like Simon is better at the 90-degree corners at 180, where Johnny is a little bit better going towards Nelson and Bomhoek.
But you're right, they're definitely, all three of them are. I think the front two maybe have just eked out the gap a little bit to Jamie Wilson, but they'd all driving away.
Is he going to dive this in on the inside though? Oh, he's trying to.
Yeah, 12.5 minutes in, 7.5 to go. Johnny Brandon leads Simon Trendle, leads Jamie Wilson. Now, we have missed this, which is a battle that's been going on for a long, long time.
Stefan and Darren, I think.
Yep.
Oh, is he white again? Oh, that's unfortunate for Darren because it seems like he's a little bit quicker than Stefan.
Yeah,
but Stefan is just making less mistakes.
Yeah, that's a gimme in it, definitely. Oh, hello. Hello. Johnny Brandon didn't like the look of that grass, but I'm not sure Simon Trendle's going to be able to do anything about it.
Getting on the grass with a front wheel car is less punishing than a car with rear wheel drive, though. Johnny did improve on his fastest time, if I'm correct.
Yeah, 1:20.643.
Yes, but is it? Oh no, it's still the same time. My bad. Oh, Simon is really closing in on him though.
Yeah,
he's
got that
creeping
draft,
up,
doesn't he? He's got that draft. Get out of the bridge. Here we go.
And Johnny is favorable for the next corner though. They're gonna make it through, and it's Johnny, and now Simon's a little bit wide, and he got it done. He got it stuck out, and now Jamie is all up on the rear of Johnny as well.
Johnny had to take some curb there.
Good move, good racing by both of them. And can we now?
Let's have another look at that, shall we? Because that was a very well worked move. So he uses the toe, doesn't he? Get down the inside, and then you would expect Johnny has got the advantage, but there's a big sausage curb.
Yeah, you have to avoid that, otherwise you're going to get sent off to the grass.
That took his momentum away. But, folks, this battle isn't over.
I'm expecting Johnny to creep up on the rear from Simon again now because of the draft. I really think that that's the main thing where Simon locked up, he got in really deep, and Johnny trying to get the comeback. He isn't, and now Jamie has a better exit than both of them.
Yeah, and he's going to get the better toe as well, but whether he'll be able to do anything with it, is Simon going to go defensive? I don't think so.
I don't think you need to on this straight.
Not on this lap anyway.
A little look. He's forcing it though.
Yeah.
Trying to get the comeback. Oh! That is the curb, and Jamie is on the run. Oh, and he blocked it off. This was the curb we were talking about.
Adam Wright as well in the background was airborne.
Oh, and now Jamie made a mistake on the grass, and Simon is all up on him. And I think that Jamie is keeping it wide because of his teammate. Otherwise, he would have thrown close to the door. Oh! Blue on blue! In the rear!
Excellent!
That's what we want to see.
That's exactly what we want to see. That's just
drama.
The win to Johnny Brandon. Let's go and have another look at that, shall we?
This is why we want to see this. He touched the grass on the outside.
Yeah, so Simon's
went slower,
run.
left the room there, and then is it netco? Sliding. Oh, they do touch.
Yeah, there's contact, isn't there?
A nice pit maneuver from Jamie on Simon. Good job. Join the LAPD.
There you go.
Oh, that's gonna be...
That has got to feature in a highlight reel somewhere.
This is drama all on the screen right there.
So that dropped... Jamie Wilson only dropped down to third.
And Adam got into second. And Darren crept up onto fourth position. And Stefan also gained. But Simon, I think he kept it out of the wall though. Let me reverse that real quick. Did he? He kept it out of the wall, got back on the track, and is now in 7th position.
So Pete Bingham is going to be under some pressure. This is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment. And you can guess who it is, because they've been at it since lap 1.
Yeah, you feel like Darren, he overtook Stefan again. We missed that overtake.
Shall we see if we can find it? Here it is. Let's see if it was a mistake or was it a move.
I do want to point out what Gary said, and he's right and correct. Simon, we're racing!
No, that is... He just got an overspeed down the straight and gets the job done. Stefan
Well,
takes it back, but he's going to get it done into the hairpin. Oh!
good move.
Oh! Something else may have happened. This may please you, Wobbly.
Is it Pete? Or is it
No.
Adam?
It's Adam.
Oh, then it's gonna please me definitely.
Don't quite know. It's probably just going to be another
miss-
rubbish lockup. Yeah, that's
Missed
not...
his brake mark and then and then
That's
coming back
not-
with the front wheel.
That's not a crash.
Well, it's good to see him on the grass.
Right. Coming
Jamie
under
up
the
to
bridge.
second. Jamie back up to second, and now Darren is in third position. We haven't seen much of Wayne, to be honest.
Yeah, and I've got nothing to say that Jamie's gone up to second position. That's clever.
Yeah, but Jamie is too far behind for 4 minutes left in this race. 3
Oh,
minutes.
he's not going to make 6 seconds up, is he?
No. But is Darren gonna get past? Sorry, is this? It's not Darren. This is Wayne. Sorry, is Wayne gonna get past Pete Princess Bingham?
Yeah, we've got a couple of battles on the track at the moment, but this one is the closest one. Or was. Obviously, these two are still going at it. But
Yeah,
we
they have
expect
like
that all the way to the checkers.
they have like a seasonal ticket for this. So 6 and 5 are Rob, Van, and Adam, which are close as well. And you expect Simon, if he's able to get out like 3 good laps, is it 3? It's gonna be 2 laps.
this is the final lap.
Oh, yes, this. Sorry, my bad.
You're going to see Johnny Brandon take the checkered flag in round 1.
Is he? I don't see Barney.
Yep. Jamie Wilson's going to come home second.
Where's Barney then?
Yeah, he's having a day off, I reckon. No, I'm definitely getting checkers for these guys. This was the battle that lasted the whole race with Stefan and Darren.
Are you sure? I don't think it's the last lap.
Well, I've got checkers.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. But Johnny's stopping, so never mind. That was a good race, Kai. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah. I think that lived up to my expectations. Even though the Snetterton 200 circuit is a lot more interesting and smaller than the 300, there's a lot of space for these cars to stretch their legs. So it's just whetted my appetite for when we go to the tighter and twistier tracks, to be honest. I am going to try and get something up on the screen. Anything up on the screen. That up on the screen. No. Yes. No. That one. Keep pressing buttons, Clyde. There you go. Race 1, round 1. Win for Johnny Brandon for XVR. Second, blue on blue, Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Third was Darren Rayfield for XVR. Stefan Goebel in fourth for BTS Esports. Rob Venn, BSTV Esports in fifth. He snuck up there. Adam Wright, BSTV Esports in sixth. And Pete Bingham, BSTV Esports in seventh. Wayne Sanderson couldn't find a way past number 1 Bingham. He finishes 8th for XVR. Simon Trendle, after his coming together with his teammate, came home 9th. JB Dejoux in 10th, and Sam Boozin rounds out the field. We see him go off and never managed to get that time back, Wobbly.
No, we've seen a blast of a race. Fights were close. We saw a good battle for most of the race for first position. Three cars involving that Jamie, Johnny, and Simon. And then Jamie decided to do an LA pit maneuver on Simon because he deserved it, I guess, for driving in his way. And further down the field, we got a good fight between Stefan and Darren for the whole race. We saw a couple of people trying to mow the grass and trying to let's say call it alternative landslide. But
Yeah.
but in general, we've seen the racing similar to we saw on Lime Rock on the media day. I think we can't expect anything else from these guys. Close fights, good fights, with respect. Besides Jamie and Simon.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the bonus feature of blue on blue.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely great. So looking forward to race 2. So let's whet the appetite of the viewers and show them what else we do.
Yes.
And welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our little previews there of the other racing that we do on BSTV. Me and Wobbly are back and looking forward to round 2 and this reverse grid, Wobbly.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to the reverse grid. Reverse grids are always fun to watch. You see the quicker guys all the way at the back, or at least further back than you expected them, trying to make their way through. And with the Clios, the overspeed, trying to lap someone, keeping the momentum, especially on a track like Snetterton, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult, and it's gonna be. I don't want to call it chaos, but it's gonna be intense, hard racing.
You're right. It could be chaos.
Yes.
We've seen that it's only a 20-minute race. You've got to get the job done as soon as you possibly can. But saying that, if you get it wrong and you get spat out the back, as we've already seen, you ain't making that time back up again. So it's a balancing act for these drivers.
Yeah, and with 20 minutes, you definitely want to be sure that you don't make a mistake.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's bring you your round 2 starting grid. I don't think that is right by any way, shape, or form, but maybe it is. Wayne didn't come last, did he?
No, but it's a reverse grid for 10.
10 is it? Sorry, I'm getting my championships mixed up. So Wayne Sanderson goes off on pole position for XVR Sim Racing. Pete Bingham up there in second for BSTV Esports. Adam Wright third, BSTV Esports, and Rob Ben, BSTV Esports in fourth. Stefan Goebel fifth for VTS Esports. Darren Rayfield XVR in 6th, Jamie Wilson 7th for Team Chimera. Race 1 winner Johnny Brandon XVR starts 8th. Simon Trendle Team Chimera in 9th, JB Dejoux BSTV Esports in 10th, and Sam Boozin for BSTV Esports goes off 11th and last. So,
Gotta correct myself, it's top 8 by the way.
Top 8, thank you very much. At least you know the rules.
And they're basically the same as the TCRs were last season. Looking forward to this one. I'm wondering if Wayne. I mentioned Wayne in the beginning. I said he's gonna get the pole position in the second race, and he's gonna run away with it. Well, who's in pole position now, Clyde?
No, I can't disagree. Although he's got the mighty Peter of Bingham next to him on the grid. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, especially getting a tap on the rear with Pete.
Yeah, we won't talk about Pete tapping people on the rear because he's got a court case coming up for that.
And this moment, waiting for the lights and waiting for the timer to stop is the most anxious time you get. And they're already pushing their right foot down, especially Pete.
We're away. We're away. Good start by everybody.
16 wide, first corner. Oh, you see,
Johnny's trying to get it done, isn't he, already? That's on Jamie Wilson. Let's chopper this so we can see what's going on. They're all locking up on cold tyres.
Oh, JB was on the outside line but managed to keep it on the left. And Wayne did really get a good start. He pushed away and Pete is driving a defensive line going into Nelson.
Yeah.
And right behind that you see Rob Van and Darren looking towards. Oh, I see smoke.
I was just going to say Adam Wright has got Pete Bingham, but he just carried on turning left.
Pete thinks.
Let's have a quick look at that. That looks very strange. You what? So, Adam gets round the outside and then just keeps turning.
Bye! I think his car is fine, to be honest, but he now that's such a big deficit. You're not gonna make that up in a sprint race. And we see a move from I think that's who's that on the inside.
Well, we've
Wasn't
got
Johnny.
you got Johnny is in a Chimera
Oh,
sandwich.
oh! That's
Darren
a moment.
Rayfield. He's got
And
it.
late on the braking, and now he costs.
Oh.
Okay, that was intense, and now you
Okay.
see everybody moving through.
So I expect now Jamie and Simon to keep at least 7 miles apart.
Well, he was in the position to do it again. I think that who went wide there from the Chimera guys because he avoided the accident.
Yeah, well, you got 2 XVRs and then 2 Team Chimeras. Pete Bingham's still up there in second, but I'm going to do as much as I possibly can not to show him on screen.
That's the best thing, unless it's drama.
So this is going to be a good battle.
Yeah, can we? Was Johnny going wide, right? If things settle down, we want to see the replay of that. But if things settle down, which is definitely not the case at the moment.
It was.
Wait till they settle down though, because they're still fighting and they're still back to back within a tent. Because one of the Chimera boys got dive bombed a little bit and he went wide.
I think.
And that's JB going wide and now fighting Simon and Jamie.
No, that's Rob Venn.
Rob Venn? Oh, sorry, I saw the paint and I thought it was JB.
No, JB's got the blue.
Yeah, I'm colorblind, you know that, right?
Is it a
And
Dutch
Jamie's on
thing,
the
is
outside
it?
of Rob. Yeah, it's a Dutch thing. We also wear clamps. Rob is not giving up his position though. He's still side by side. Oh, that was
yeah,
almost a bit. But now Stefan is taking a look, and now Rob is on the back foot because that outside line it doesn't have any grip, Clyde.
I think Jamie cut his nose off there. It's,
Oh, it's all blue on blue. Right in front of that, we see blue on blue with Johnny and Darren.
let's just see where Darren joins back in.
Oh,
it's going
Peter's
off
making
everywhere.
a move for the.
I
Wow,
can't
so
show
well
any
defined.
replays. It's kicking off.
Pete trying to get on the outside of Wayne on the first corner, which is impossible.
Jamie Wilson still ahead of Simon Trendle. Right, let's have a quick. Let's just make sure nothing's going to happen here.
This is gonna be fine.
Quick look at what happened to XVR.
I think it was Johnny trying to make a move done on the left side. Or was it?
Well, no.
Oh, he
Oh,
broke himself.
Yeah, that was blue on blue, definitely.
I get why, in any normal circumstance where you don't have any cars behind you, you would lift off and let the guy back through. But in this circumstance, I get why Johnny kept on throttling.
Yeah, we've got 10 cars for the lead and Adam Wright somewhere.
Adam Wright just is approaching Brundle
Oh!
into Nelson. Who's that?
What happened to Wade? That was for the lead.
Where is he?
Pete Bingham's in the lead. Wade's
Oh, he's-
still sliding.
He made it though, and he made it. Safe re-entry award for you, my friend.
What is... I'm going to show this. Just for the viewers at home, you are not hallucinating. This is Pete Bingham leading a race.
And now Simon is all up on the rear, and Johnny is trying to distract me, which works.
Oh, without a doubt, especially with light flashing.
Stop flashing my lights! Oh, and he's taking the inside line
Johnny's going up
crossback,
the
and now
inside.
he got it done. And now Peter's like, well, if I can't get the win, I'll just go off track.
Yeah, that will be his excuse. I would have won if it wasn't for that off track.
And what if it wasn't for the flashing lights?
Right, let's see
Oh man.
if...
Top 3 runners. Well, Simon didn't end up in top 3, but he's one of the top 3 runners. Got back in front instantly.
I don't know if this is it.
This looks like it.
we're
Oh,
on
the grass.
And this just goes on forever.
but he did really good to and everybody saw this coming, and he re-entered. This re-entry was super
Yeah.
safe. I've never seen this in officials.
There was
Respectful
there was
racing.
a few, shall we say, code browns in there, and hang on. Oh no! Oh,
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, it's
why
Pete
is
in pole
Pete in front
position.
of Johnny? But that's not, is it? That's a
that's
totally
Darren.
different battle.
And right behind that, Rob Fenn is getting interested. He's trying to get a little bit of that toe. And Pete is gonna try to get Darren a side draft, so he gets a little bit of disturbance turning into the corner. Well, Pete's not that smart, but that's what he's doing. And it's, oh man. I expect Pete to fall back further down the field though. Because he doesn't want to win.
Oh no, especially not one of the first two races, because then he'd obviously run away with the championship. Right, let's just have a quick look what's going on up here. That looks familiar.
Yeah, they made it through cleanly. If the grid is 15 cars, it's gonna be harder, I think, because you got guys recovering from bad positions from the first race as well, trying to get through. But now they got through quite cleanly, and almost in a similar order. The only thing is that Simon and Jamie swapped around. Well, so Simon can return the favor to Jamie if he wants to.
So let's have a play.
Rob has a good run on Pete. He's on the outside line, going side by side towards the first corner. Who's gonna break later? Who's gonna play the game of chicken? Probably Pete. And Pete did play the game of chicken and lost.
Yeah.
And now Wayne is interested as well. Is he trying to cut back on Pete? Pete is drawing a semi-defensive line, which puts him off probably for the next corner. He managed to do that.
Yeah, he actually got out of there quite well, didn't he?
Better than expected.
I do think Pete might be a sitting duck, though.
While we are watching this battle, I'm keeping an eye on my second monitor if anything happens with Jamie, Johnny, and Simon. So, for any viewers, don't be disappointed. We got this covered. Oh, good line through Bomo though. Oh, a little bit wide though. Oh, he almost did the same thing again. That's Wayne. Sorry, that was Darren.
Got it under control, didn't he?
Just an XVR thing, I guess.
Let's just have a quick look at what happened here. Because Sam Boozin is up the road from these two.
Yeah, good save. Good dive. Nice clean overtake, I would say. No, not so clean, but a little bit. It was fine. Getting your elbows out for an overtake like this. Lovely.
Something happened.
Oh, Jamie just locked up really bad. He made it through the corner though.
I think Sam's going to make a mistake here somewhere. Oh, there he goes. I thought
almost
there was
similar
something.
to Adam.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, let's go back to live. We don't want to miss this action.
He was braking at the way he came back, he almost did the same thing as Adam, but he kept it under control. So we can now definitely say that Sam is a better driver than Adam.
So these three are going to go at it till the end. Jamie and Simon are going to try not to come together.
What? Oh, it's almost the same thing. On raw pace, at the moment in this car, I think Simon has it covered compared to Jamie. And if I was them...
Oh, he's going to go for it now.
Jamie's going to let him go, I think.
Yeah,
he backed off.
Wasn't any fight in that one, was there?
There was a chance of fighting, but I think with the incident happening in the first race, they both said to each other, well, let's not do that again. it did give Johnny a little bit of a lead though.
Yeah,
He's now
there's 4 cars here: Rob Venn, Pete Bingham, Wayne Sanderson, Stefan Goebel, all within touching distance of each other.
Yeah, and if I look on the track map, you see, even though the first Johnny, Simon, and Jamie are ahead, like the spread of the whole field is basically within 10 seconds, which gives a lot of room to play with.
Let's get that up for the viewers so they can see.
Yeah, so it gives a lot of room to play with if the grid's even fuller. There are fights everywhere, and the front runners at the moment on this track are quick, but there's definitely enough room to get fights in it.
Yeah, just watching this battle at the moment, because this is one that could develop quite quickly, whilst keeping an eye on this battle.
It seems that Johnny is pulling a gap on them though. He now increased his lead to 1.3 seconds. They all keep locking up in that corner, so it must be the way you take that corner, I guess.
Yeah, there's, like you say, there's not a great deal of setup you can do on this car, is it? Pete's getting racy.
Then when Pete gets racy, it gets dangerous.
It tends to go wrong.
Is he gonna make a move though, or are they both in the same? They are both in the same Discord channel, so maybe Pete is doing an Alonso and saying, "Well, I'm just closing the gap. I'm not gonna do anything."
Yeah. The trouble is, if Pete thinks he's quicker than Rob, he's going to have to do something, because he's got Wayne and Stefan behind him, and they're certainly not going to wait for them two to sort their lives out.
And just a good shout out though. It's great to see 3 cars from the same team in the league. Good fun that Wayne and Darren decided to join as well.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And when people see the close racing, hopefully we'll get some more next time out.
Jamie just is trying to do a move on Simon on the straight. They're side by side now through the first corner. They were side by side on the straight because I think Simon got a bad run out of Murray's.
Yeah, and this is giving Johnny a chance to stretch his legs, isn't it, with these two fighting?
So definitely no team orders there. At least not anymore.
Well, yeah, to be fair, there normally isn't with these two. They race hard and try not to touch each other inappropriately. But as we see from race 1, that didn't quite happen this time.
Yeah, that's fair to say the least, Clyde.
Pete has definitely not give up on Rob.
And Stefan has found himself another XXVR buddy. This he sits waiting.
Yeah, you can't. It was Darren, wasn't it, last time?
Yes.
Perhaps Stefan has got cars confused, and he thinks that is Darren in front of him.
I do think that. Oh, I think that Wayne got a little bit slow through Murray's, and he didn't get a proper exit to do it. Okay, so I think that Darren does have a better pace than he showed in the first race. He just made a couple of mistakes, and if he keeps clean this race, he's gonna get the 4th position guaranteed.
Yeah, I think, like we said, it's going to be a big chunk of skill, but also a chunk of luck to do well.
And Simon broke himself into Montreal. Jamie didn't get by him, but he's all up on his rear again.
Okay, so let's watch them down into Brundle and Nelson.
It's a little peak, like I'm there, like getting in the mirror. Oh, good run out of it, side by side. You can do it again, Jamie, come on.
He's through bumhole.
And you get washed out because of that.
Now, there's a knack to this. You can go round the outside at Coram. And that gives you the inside for Murray's. And he's done it.
No, that's still Simon.
Yeah, it was Jamie in front, wasn't it?
No, it was the other way around.
Really?
Simon already passed him, and Simon was doing the defensive lines.
Okay.
And this is actually giving Darren a run on them. He's getting back into the fight. He was almost a second quicker last lap.
Well, it's giving Johnny Brandon a 3-second lead. I'm going to go back to this one again. No, that's still rubbish. Pete's not trying.
Those two, no. I think we spoke about this in a way that we always mention this in broadcast. The way they're driving at the moment, like back to back, fighting each other. It's super annoying when you're in the car, but after the race, you end up like, oh, this is why I did this. This is why I like racing.
Yeah. And, you know, I've literally just looked at the clock, expecting it to say about 8 minutes, and we're at 17 and a half minutes. That's what happens when there's stuff going on all the time. And this just happened.
Little slap Jimmy. So this is Stefan Gobel.
Yeah. A long way away from Pete.
Oh, Peter's like, I don't want to catch. I don't want to turn. I'll take my. He has a Mazda 3, right? So I'll take my Mazda 3 out of the line.
That puts Pete out of that battle, shall we say?
Can we mention though that Johnny did a fabulous job of getting through the pack, staying out of trouble, and also forced himself into a position where he was quicker, a little bit quicker than the other guys, made no mistakes, and is now running away with it.
I think, to be honest, there's a new world record going on, because I've got Adam Wright went off track at least 14 million times.
I'll guarantee you that he's going to practice the next time. And he's going to be up there with them. Oh, he's going to ask me again, oh, Wobbly, can you help me out? Because, oh, is that on the side? Is that Pete?
That is Adam, I believe. Lapped in a Clio race.
So, just for the viewers, although I'm not officially a part of the BSTV team, I like to mess with Adam, and it works apparently.
Okay, this is going to be the white flag lap. Johnny
Great
Brandon,
racing.
1 lap away from a double win.
And the real fight is these two. Is Jamie gonna send it on him?
You would hope so, wouldn't you?
Yes. I think Jamie's line through this corner is a little bit better, but I don't think he has enough overspeed on the exit to get close to him.
You've got to be very close, haven't you, to then get the toe.
The straight is just, it's similar like Lime Rock. It's just like 200 meters, 150 meters too short.
Yeah. Yeah, you just start to feel the effect of it and it's all over.
Yeah. And if Simon doesn't make a mistake, I think he has it. Oh, he's close.
Yeah,
though.
I think he wasn't as good coming out there.
Maybe we get a drag sprint race to the little line. Drag sprint race.
Yeah, we
drag
sort
race.
of knew what you meant.
Yeah, sort of. Oh, Jamie touched the grass. Yeah, this is over.
Okay, so there's Johnny Brandon coming home for his second win of the evening.
Good job on him. Good racing. Jamie and Simon coming in second and third.
Yeah, and managing
order.
not to hit each other for a whole race.
Oh, and yeah, Johnny's getting an off track, and that's gonna count for your points. That's the way it works. We had a similar situation in TCR where Spencer hit Miguel, my teammate, after the race, and they got a 2x, so they got deducted 2.
Unfortunately, that's the way iRacing works. Incident points count until the last car has crossed the line, and then you're free to crash into whoever you want to.
What a fabulous race we've seen.
Oh, yeah, that was... that had everything, didn't it? you know, I always take the mickey out of Pete for his camera work, and when you've got close battles all over the track, you just don't know where to look next. But we got there.
Yes, we got there,
Eventually.
and I think we covered most of it. And I think that when we had the capability of doing a replay, we did. So that's good. That's a skill Pete hasn't mastered. Pete. So I think we got most of it. Well, great racing at the front, in the middle, also at the back. I saw JB being a little bit of a loner this race, where he had someone to fight with last race. But I think that it's just him on the track, which he doesn't really like. But overall, for the field, great racing, great respect for each other as well. This is why I wanted to help out with the commentating on these cars and these tracks. It's great.
It certainly bodes well, doesn't it? So, your round 2 result. Another win for Johnny Brandon and XVR. Second, Simon Trendle, Team Chimera, with teammate Jamie Wilson in third. Darren Rayfield for XVR in fourth, with Rob Venn, BSTV Esports in fifth. Stefan Goebel, VTS Esports in sixth, with Wayne Sanderson, XVR in seventh. Pete Bingham 8th, JB Deju 9th, Sam Booz in 10th, and Adam Wright 11th, all for BSTV Esports. Right, so let's see if I can press the right buttons and see if we've got anybody waiting for an interview. We have. And out of those victims, actually, it's only Mr. Bingham. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the pleasure of Mr. Pete Bingham.
So, Pete, welcome to the booth. Bye.
Bye.
You did this to me like 20,000 times.
Yeah,
it never gets old. Yes.
Always funny. Always funny.
So, welcome to the booth, Pete. So, you.
Seems so long since I was in here. You decorated.
Yeah, it's been cool. I hang up all pink stuff and Hello Kitty stuff. Yeah, because I like that.
That'll come down before Wednesday. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll bring it back up next Friday. So, Pete, first race. It looked a bit scruffy for you.
That's because I'm not raced for nearly a year or something. I don't know. I did an official TCR not that long ago, I suppose, but a bit out of practice. The car's a bit wild, it has to be said. I don't know what my overtake on Wayne looked like in the first race, but he kept blinking out on my screen, so he vanished a bit, so I didn't really know where he was. I overshot the corner a little bit and still got it turned, but I think there was contact. So if that was rude of me, then sorry, Wayne. And then the second race, I was just not as fast as everybody else, so everybody started to swamp me at one point. I made my own mega mistake going into the chicane and was shouting at Rob saying, I'll try not to hit you, I'll try not to hit you. And they're all saying, if you've got time to say that when you're crashing, you must be miles off track. So, yeah, that was a bit bonkers. But it was fun. 20-minute races around here are long. It's a long race for Snetterton in these cars. But
it was intense.
It was intense, yeah. But I think that I did well qualifying second for the second race.
Yes. So, Pete, it actually looked like you were doing a good job.
I was.
Until you didn't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If I had consistency, I could do okay. But I don't, because my brain does other stuff. I get involved in the conversations in the chat, and then I'm like, which turn am I at again? So, yeah, that's generally what happens to me. We know this to be true, because that's what I'm like when I commentate as well.
Oh, I've never been in the booth with you, so I wouldn't know.
No, I don't think I forget
like
a lot as well.
I'm not like that in any way, sort of matter. So,
but I'm going to get driver of the meeting, though, yeah?
Well, Pete, you did a really good job. You actually were pressing Wayne for quite a bit. You actually were leading at a certain point. And
I led for nearly a corner.
And me and Clive were like, is Pete now leading the race?
Yeah. I should have got a lead lap point for that, I think.
No, because I think you went off before.
Yeah, it's
Did you-
lead a lap, not lead a corner.
Damn it. Did it not lead over the line, no?
No, no, you didn't.
I did. Because then Johnny appeared out of nowhere in his Clio-clad Ferrari and drove straight past me like I wasn't even there.
No, but it looked like you were struggling on the first corner, especially. But
Oh yeah, I had 300 lines into the first corner.
yeah, there's only one line there, mate.
I can prove to you that there's 299. Just play the replay again.
So Pete, in the end, you had a little bit of touchy with I think Adam. No, Rob as well.
Probably, yeah.
Well, are you happy with your result?
Being the first race I've done for ages, then yeah. I don't know whether I'll improve at all. This might be the ceiling. You know, it's qualifying second on the second race. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that.
Or you first stop 8, try to get 8th position next time.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. It was a good laugh being in the booth, racing with the boys. So yeah.
But you weren't in the booth, but it's okay.
In the whatever you call it, chat. Yeah.
Discord, yeah. Good
That's
job,
the
Pete.
one. Yeah.
So, well, I want to congratulate you on the result, but well, you could have been better.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's better than most of the motivation you were giving me whilst I was racing, with messages that were coming up at the top of my screen distracting me. So yeah. I'll take it.
So for the viewers, I was telling Pete to use his right pedal, and he didn't. That's why he went backwards instead of forwards.
He also can't tell you some of the other words that were in there because they're naughty.
They're naughty, yes. So, Pete, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Not you.
Thanks.
To Clyde, to all the nuns in the world. Backfire Simsport TV in general. Not Renault. And all the guys that turned up and raced tonight, because that was class, and everybody that's watching. So, yep, all good.
Thanks, mate. See you next week, I guess. Hopeful.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay, so Princess Pete Bingham there. I am going to bring in Mr. Simon Trendle to the booth. Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening. So, we've got to talk about race 1.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not very often that we see a blue on blue from Team Chimera. However, it happened. Where do you go from here? Do you go for a beer and kiss and make up, or is there going to
my retirement from Team Chimera?
is there going to be a boxing
final
ring
straw?
put up somewhere, and you're going to thrash it out that way?
I will be joining Geodesic tomorrow morning.
I think that's what was reserved to Jamie, the way he punted you.
No, in all honesty, it was just a bit of netcode. I felt a bump. I thought, that's whatever. And then the car just went straight, and then the car went left when I was turning right. And I was like, there's not what I can do here. It's one of those things. It's just poor timing. Netcode made it worse. And yeah, but I can still take the piss out of Jamie for it, so it's fine.
Exactly. And then race 2. We were sort of all gearing up for a battle with you and Johnny and your teammate Jamie. And then you and Jamie went at it again, didn't you? And without touching inappropriately this time, but allowed Johnny to get away. But it looked like you two were having a whale of a time. There was some, should we say, dodgy defensive moves in there. But, you know, great racing and proving again that, you know, there are no team orders in Team Chimera.
Nope, not here. I mean, I signed up yesterday for this, and literally I'm just going to jump into the practice sessions beforehand and race. I'm not going to worry about how fast I am, even though apparently I got on the pace reasonably quickly. So, yeah, no pressure on myself. It's all for the laugh. It's why at the end of the first race I dropped down to 9th, because I didn't want to start in 2nd place and then have nothing to do for the race potentially until like maybe Johnny caught me. So better that I drop back and actually enjoy racing it. So yeah.
Well, you ruined all my lines because obviously you signed up really, really late, and I've got a whole book full of quotes about how Jamie Wilson is finally beating his teammate in a series, and then you signed up and ruined it.
Yes, I know. It's yeah, no, I can't let that happen. So I'll have to sort it out next week when
Well, like I say, it certainly looked like you had some fun, and that's what this series is supposed to be about. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yep, you guys for the book, although not wobbly, sod wobbly. So you, Clyde, for running the
Excellent.
series.
That's what I like to hear.
Everyone who's turned up for it's obviously a small field, but they're small cars, so who needs a lot of them? Because a lot of them will be more mental, but still good side. Yeah, I think that's it. And not Jamie for wrecking me.
Excellent. Well, thanks as always for the pleasure of your company in the booth, and for watching your antics on track, Mr. Simon Trendle.
See ya.
Okay, I'm going to let you have the double race winner, Wobbly.
Welcome to the booth, Johnny. Congratulations on your wins, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to say it looked like a walk in the park for the second race, so we'll come back to that later. So how was the first race? Because you got overtaken by Simon at a certain point. Did you feel the pressure, or was that all the pace you had?
It's not pressure, is it? It's just he did a great move on me round the outside at that chicane. I made a little mistake before that, and he held it round the outside. A great move. I think he felt the pressure once he was in front, because he started making a couple of mistakes then. That's what this car's all about. You make one little mistake, that's it. Someone's passed. It's great fun.
It looked like you guys were having fun out there as well. A great close racing, close combats. On qualifying, you seemed to. Did you practice at all? Because you were like 4/10 clear of Simon.
No, I did about half hour's practice before the session went up tonight, purely because just to get Darren Rayfield up to speed. So I was like leading him round and doing our thing. So yeah, that was it. Just got a good clean lap in.
Yeah. So how did the tires? Because it's been 13 weeks, 14 weeks since I drove it. Are the tires still similar? Are they getting better after each lap, or do they have a drop-off point in a certain way?
No, I think they stay pretty constant. To be honest, I've not been paying that much attention to the times. I don't think there's a massive drop-off. It's just very easy to make a mistake. So it's really easy to snatch the brakes. And around a track like this, I don't know what the left right at the end of the long straight, like it's a turn 3 or 4, whatever it is. It's really easy to lose the rear into there, and then the final corner is really easy to overshoot and understeer on that one if you just snatch a little bit too much brake.
Yeah,
so that's all it is really.
And on the second race, you had to come through the pack. It seemed that that went fairly easily, although you had to bump off your teammate.
No, he got in my way.
that's
really
one way to explain it.
No, I properly punted him off. So I've already apologised multiple times, which he's not accepting. Understandably so. He's very upset with me. And I streamed the race. And on my own stream, I'm saying, right, I've got to make sure I don't hit that. Oh, no! Just as I said it, I hit it. So, yeah, it was pretty rubbish. That was totally my bad. Completely my fault. Just caught me out.
It kind of looked like you were braking a little bit later than he was, and you just didn't expect him to be there. Yeah.
That's my problem, not his. So
yes. So that's why we're going to deduct 20 points for you.
Yeah,
on the next race.
Ban me from the league. Oh, hold on a minute. No, don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations on your wins, mate. It was a blast to see you race. Especially the second race was. I don't want to call it a walk in the park because you had some issues getting through, but in the end you gapped them with 4 seconds, something like that. So congratulations on that. Are you looking forward to the next week?
Yeah. Hopefully it's gonna be great. I'm glad to see Simon in, because he's rapid. It should be some good close racing. I don't know what happened around it. I think they started battling behind me, so I was hoping it was going to be a bit tighter because race 1 was really close. So I think once they started battling, they got no chance. hopefully it'll be closer. What's the next track?
Silverstone National.
Silverstone, yeah.
Oh, nice BTC track. Some lefts into rights. Should be good. Plenty of
Okay.
overtaking chances around there.
Well, we're looking forward to see you on track again, mate. Any fun you want to thank? Me, for example.
Everybody except you, Wobbly.
There's a theme going here, isn't there?
I think they made an agreement somewhere, Clyde.
No, thank you guys for putting this on. You know, it's a great fun league. I needed something like this at the moment, just a bit of battling and stuff, so it's good. Everyone at XVR, you know, nice to see Wayne back, and Darren's a new guy who's one of my mates, and really nice to see him. Well done to him getting on the podium in race 1. I did tell him to come in and have a chat with you guys, but he flatly refuses to do an interview. I think he's embarrassed. I think he's scared.
If he gets a top 3, he needs to do that, though.
I told him it's a requirement if you get a podium, and he wasn't expecting that, and then he actually got a podium. So now he's oh no.
Next time, let him come in, and I'll do my rambling, and he can say yes or no.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I'll try and get him into the Backfire Simsport Discord somehow, and then you can just drag him in from anywhere. That's about the only way you're going to get him in.
Yeah, we will. We will. Mate.
Right.
Don't worry, we'll
We'll
get
work
him.
together. We'll figure a way.
Okay, cool. Thank
Nice
you.
one, guys.
Congratulations on your result, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, great fun. Cheers, guys. Good night.
Okay, so before I do want to talk to Rob and JB, but I'm going to have to get the other side of the argument from Team Chimera. So welcome to the booth, Jamie Wilson.
Hello, what argument? There's nothing to argue about.
Well, you know, we was talking about, you know, a little bit of inappropriate touching between you and your teammate. And Simon has blatantly said there was no netcode, it was all your fault, and he's leaving the team. Is there anything you want to respond to live on air?
Oops. There you go. That's my summary of it. It's tradition. Wobbly will know this. It's tradition for me to crash into someone in the first round of a new BSTV.
Yeah, but
Especially when it's Spa or something. Yes.
You know, I said to Simon, it's not usually blue on blue with you two, is it? Because we know there's no team orders. We know you like to race each other hard. We know Simon is way more talented than you.
Yep.
But
you
know, on this occasion, there was a coming together, and you came out on top. So you know, it's got to be bragging rights for a little while, surely.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I can use this now as a threat of I'll do it again. So I've got that in my back pocket.
and he will always now be forever worried when you're behind him.
Oh, but that's no different to usual, really. You have to remember, we've had 15 years of crashing into each other. This is just the latest chapter. So.
Yeah, there is that. So, you know, on a serious side, you know, both you and Simon look like you've got some phenomenal pace in this car. Is the car as fun as it looks?
I mean, it's certainly a handful. The penalty for doing a very, very small mistake is huge in this car. Just getting the tiniest little slide and needing to go, whoops, just like a 5 degrees of steering angle change or something, going into a corner like Brundle and Nelson here. It costs you like 3/10 on the way out. It's a nightmare. So being quite disciplined with it is quite difficult, but at the same time, you're in a front-wheel drive car that handles like a shopping trolley. It can be rolled on curbs. I proved that on my in-lap on the second race.
Well, I think we actually caught that.
Did you catch that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I thought, I wonder if I can roll it. Answer, very yes. So, yeah, no, it is great fun to just try and get the most out of a car that's all over the place handling-wise better than someone else is a quite interesting challenge, more so than TCR, for example, where it's a bit more... I wouldn't say planted, but it's a bit more predictable, let's say, than this.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, a few more cars on the grid for the opening rounds. Still some more drivers to come as well. So, you know, it's looking like, you know, especially with the track selections, there's going to be some absolutely fantastic racing in this series. There was again Drivers pairing off all over the place and having their own individual battles without a care in the world of what was going on around them.
Yeah, and I think the thing you'll find on slightly more kind of flowy tracks, I mean, this is quite a flowing track, but it's kind of got the straights, and how you get on out of the corner kind of dictates if you can keep up with the car ahead or not. But where we go to, just trying to think of one at random, Wintergatan or something, if we end up in a bit of a pack like that, it's only going to take 2 cars battling for 2 corners.
Can you
And then that
it
just
again?
closes everyone up. What, Wintergatan?
Yes.
You're not the authority, you're not Norwegian.
No, but I know how to pronounce it.
Oh, go on then.
Which good?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you walked right into that one, Jamie, unfortunately.
For God's sake. See, I'm more ashamed of that than pit moving Simon.
I literally, as soon as he said it, I thought, I know what's at the end of this one. But
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead, Jimmy.
a couple of cracking results for yourself tonight. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for putting it on. Shout out to Simon for genuinely being all right with that. I think so far, touch wood. One of those things. He now owes me a pit moving, so we'll see when that happens. It's like someone threatening to pop a balloon but not telling you when. And yeah, thanks to everyone that's signed up and has jumped into it. And I'm hoping that there's a willingness to, even in the height of summer and whatever, that there'll be enough to make a decent field as we go through the season.
I have a feeling this one will be a grower, but we shall see, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Yes,
that's the plan. I've already forgotten where it is.
It's Silverstone National.
Ah, that's never not been chaos. So yeah,
no, that's never a dull race, is it? Round that one. So yeah, looking forward to that. Well, like I say, well done,
Clio.
Yeah, well done for a couple of good results tonight, and we'll see you next time out, Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys, but not wobbly.
I swear to you, they made a mistake. They agreed on this.
There is definitely something going on there, and I think it's brilliant. So long may it continue. So yeah, we've seen a couple of really good races. It's only 2 rounds, but we're starting to see the initial speed of some drivers and who drivers are going to pair off with and things like that. But we know the most coveted award in motor racing in any of our series is the driver of the season. And every tree starts with a seed, and the seed is driver of the meeting. So, Wobbly, I am going to put you under pressure straight away and say, for the first meeting at Snetterton 200, who was your driver of the meeting and why?
Yeah, so while we were doing the interviews, I was pretty much expecting you to put me on the spot. So I was thinking, who did a good job? Yeah, Johnny did a good job. He won 2 races. I don't mind voting for winners. But then again, I also saw people driving the car for the first time. Johnny apparently already a little bit of practice. So my vote is gonna go to Darren. He did make a couple of mistakes in the first race. I give him that, but he took, he grabbed himself together, fought his way through a tough Stefan, and he did that twice, 3 times in the first race because he kept making mistakes. So I'm impressed by his performance, and I think that he's gonna be a top runner within 2 or 3 races.
Okay, I think that is an excellent vote from yourself. And Darren was certainly one that was on my radar. As you quite rightly said, you can't take it away from Johnny Brandon, 2 wins, but I don't vote for race winners, so that ain't happening. And it's Johnny, and he's a plumber, so he says. Who else caught my eye? I'll tell you one who caught my eye, Rob Venn. Didn't really do anything too dramatic, We didn't see a great deal of him on the stream, but I think if memory serves, he had a couple of fifth places. So it's not going to get my vote tonight, but I think Rob gets an honorary mention in dispatches. But I'm going to give it to the guy that we just spoke to, because I do like people that don't win but have decent results, consistent results. So for a second and a third place, and also for punting his teammate off, because I really enjoyed that. And I'm putting that 100% on Jamie, and he did it on purpose, because he didn't expect Simon to sign up for the series, and now Simon signed up for the series, and Jamie knows he's going to get beat every week, and the only way he's going to beat Simon is to punt him off, and he started off on the right foot. So yeah, my vote is going to go to Jamie Wilson. Right, so I've got Pete sending me messages, I've got everybody sending me messages. Pete's sending me a message with lots of 3-year-old arrows to say that he led a lap, but we will find. I shall watch the footage back, I shall find a problem with it, and I shall deduct that from him, because that isn't happening, because he's going to talk about that for years. But I thoroughly enjoyed that wobbly. I can't wait for next week now. I think Silverstone National is a cracking track. It's very underrated. You know, Silverstone is a marvellous venue, but to F1, and the national circuit is old school, so I'm really looking forward to it. Any final thoughts from yourself before we let these good viewers go to bed?
I tend to agree with Silverstone, although I think that it's a glorified parking lot. Again, it's a lovely track. It's a glorified parking lot. I like the racing on it, but they should bring back the gravel. But yeah, we have seen some great racing tonight. We've seen great pedals for all over the field, at the back of the field, in the middle, and at the front, just as we expected. And we already were mentioning that before the race started. I think we're going to end up on a high note. It's been a great race, and I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Excellent. So, just leaves me to close the broadcast, say goodnight, let Wobbly say goodnight, and then we'll disappear. So, as usual, big thanks to all the drivers that showed up tonight and put on those 2 fantastic races. Don't forget, if you want to join in, go to our website and you can sign up. It only costs you £10 for a season. It's dirt cheap for this sort of racing, and it's going to be a great season. Thanks to everybody on the chat. There was a lot of Pete bashing, so we say, on the chat, which we thoroughly enjoy, and the more of that we get, the better. But yeah, we really enjoy the people on the chat. Big thanks to Wobbly for joining me in the booth, and offering me all of his expert advice that I've always ignored and will continue to ignore. And yeah, I thought that was really good. So I shall say goodnight. Wobbly will say goodnight, and then we'll close the broadcast. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.
Good night, everybody. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next week.